Everyone, I am Latrice the Enlightener, and today I am here with Lakenya Lazenby. I want to go ahead and tell you, before you even do whatever else you got going on, I want to go ahead and tell you to share this video with your family, with your friends. As you all know, I'm the Enlightener, and I'm here to motivate, to encourage, and to inspire you from other people's lives, and just to let you hear somebody else's testimony that could possibly have been in the same place that you've been in, but they chose to do something different that would change their expected end and to be in a prosperous place. And so this is Lakenya. She is a mom, she's a nurse, she's a sister, she's a daughter, she's a wife, she's a lot of stuff. And in addition to that, she is absolutely nervous. So please make Lakenya feel welcome by giving her some hearts, some kudos, something so she can feel comfortable. And I told her, like, when we started talking, just to feel that when she tells her story, to tell it as if she is helping to inspire somebody else, to help somebody inspire somebody else's child, her children, just from an inspirational point. Because that's what helps me out a lot. It helps me calm down when I talk, because I think about the people that I want to help when I'm talking. So everybody, it's Lakenya. And so yeah, and so tonight what we're going to be talking about is her story, basically just her testimony of life, how she got to the place that she's in, and what was her motivation. And so tonight, Kenya, I'm not going to call her Lakenya, I'm going to call her Kenya. So Kenya, tonight I want you to tell everybody, or just to start with, to ask you a question. What growing up, what was life like growing up?
Well, as many of you probably already know, my grandmother raised my sisters and myself, along with a lot of my other cousins, after my mom passed. So I wouldn't say that we had a rough life, but we had a different life. It was a lot of us. It was 12 of us that stayed in one house, but we never missed a meal. We never missed events. We never missed anything. Anything we wanted to compete in school, we were able to. We were able to compete in band, go on trips, whatever. As an adult, I asked my grandmother, like, how was she able to send all of us on trips at one time when I have one son playing basketball, and I be about to lose my mind about these $400 arrangements we have to make. So I had to ask her, like, how did you do it? How were you able to send all of us on these trips, new clothes, with money to spend? How? So I would say that growing up, it was different, but not bad. I've seen people in worse situations. So
yeah, and that makes you be more grateful for the place that you're in now.
Very grateful.
And like you said, you got one son, you trying to figure out
a struggle.
How can you make it. I mean, that just shows, man, that's God. Like, he can make a way out of no way. Even we think that, like, even when you might think that it's not as much as everybody else got, but you had what everybody else had in the living position and condition that you were in. Like, that alone is just awesome all by itself. So growing up, what was the transition like from growing up to recognizing and seeing that you even though you had what everybody else had, but life wasn't the same as everybody else's life, like without your mom and all that stuff?
Well, growing up and people knowing that our grandmother raised us and that we did lose our mom, we had a lot of people that, like, tried to take us under their wings. But we came from a large family, so we were sheltered. So a lot of people would be like, well, no, they're fine, they don't need it. But all at the same time, looking back now, my grandma needed help. She had help, like, as far as, like, my dad's or whatever. I have two dads. But as far as them coming in and sending funds and stuff, but she needed help with, like, teaching us, showing us, like, how to be women and how men are supposed to respect us. And because she wasn't married. My grandmother isn't married. My grandfather would come around, but not often. So
right. And so I think that's something good to recognize, how, like, even from that place you saw how, and I like the idea of knowing, like, once you older, you can see and look back into the places of where, like, oh, okay, so I thought it was good, but this right here was needed. We could have had some of this right here, and where and I seen people do this stuff right here to other people. Well, if you need any help, let me know.
And don't never show up.
And don't never show up. And And if you dealing with, you said, I know 12 people in the house or whatever, how is it, do I need any help? Really?
Okay.
Do I need any help? Really? Do I need some? You know that I do.
Exactly.
And so, from out of high school to going to school.
Well, I was a teenage mom, so I was counted out. From that point on, I was counted out by peers, by adults, never by family members though. That's something about our family. They yeah. Well, I was counted out because I was a teenage mom or whatever, but transitioning from that and seeing my daughter like grow up, like I left for school. I left to go down to South Carolina to go to school, and I stayed for like a semester, but I missed my baby. So I came back, and of course, I knew, first of all, they didn't think I was going to graduate high school, but did it. Went to school, and when I came back, I was faced with a lot of these students are getting faced with now with coming back, and they bashing them like, oh, I knew she wasn't going to stay, or I knew she wasn't going to do this. But again, my grandmother sheltered me. She was like, you won the first one, you won't be the last one. So seeing my daughter, when I came back, that started to push like, I got to find something to do. So that triggered my road to going on to be a nurse.
School. Yeah.
So, and I knew I wanted to become a nurse when I had backtracked. When I went in to deliver my daughter, they had no respect for me as a patient because 16-year-old girl in there giving birth, and you probably had some nurses or doctors or whatever that weren't able to birth kids, and I'm a 16-year-old unwed girl and having a baby, and they just felt some type of way, I guess, but they didn't have any respect like at all. So I was like, oh, I would never ever. So that triggered me to like go to school to be a nurse, and to go to school and to finish to become a nurse and give these people the dignity that they need as patients. Because when you come in contact with a doctor or a nurse or something, you're at a vulnerable stage in your life. I mean, you don't just go see, well, for well checks, but you don't just go to see a doctor for nothing. Most of the time, you're not feeling well, you're not at your best, so you already in this, you had this mindset like, I don't feel like being bothered, whatever. But remembering the way that they treated me, that pushed me and encouraged me to go on to, be a nurse and give these people the respect that they need. But I would start school, stop school, go to work. I had a baby to take care of. I mean, really. So
how many times did you go to school? I remember one time we were so excited. I was like, oh, my cousin is about to be a massage therapist. Oh, yeah, we about to get free massages up in this joker. And I was like, what happened, though?
Okay, so I did. I went to school to be a massage therapist, went past state boards and everything. But I couldn't find a job. They kept telling me that I needed to move. The area wasn't like for that or whatever. So I was like, okay, whatever. So with this massage therapy license that I had, I just let it go to waste. And I started working in retail. Like, I don't know. I let it go to waste. I could have easily got up and like moved to Conyers or somewhere so that I could pursue that. But I don't know. Now, thank God that I didn't, because that's not where my heart was. I originally went into that because I had 2 kids at that time. And actually, Justin came like a year later. But I was like, oh, it's a 6-month program. I can do this. And they make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Not where my heart was. Again, I wanted to be a nurse, but I was going to settle for becoming that massage therapist because it was quick. And I thought I was going to be able to get that degree and go out, get a job, and bam. No.
I'm doing the big.
No.
And you know what that says to me is that it does not matter how much you try to pursue or chase money. Purpose always overrides money if you listen. If you pay attention. Because like you said, you could have easily got up and moved and went somewhere else. But like, if it's not inside of your heart, how much more? I don't know if I would really want to be doing something that I didn't love. Like that stuff makes you happy. Like what you love becomes easy.
True.
Because it's purpose. Like when you pursuing money, you probably working jobs that you absolutely hate. But if you pursue purpose will create provision. Like you gotta follow that. And so you said it was massage therapist. What else was it?
So after the massage therapy, I was like, okay, well I'll just go I enrolled at Virginia College. I was like, I'll just go for medical assistant then. So still in the medical field.
Still doing
so
it.
I went, and I was actually doing great at Virginia College. But then, I don't know, a lot of people on here, they probably do know Miss Penny from Augusta Tech.
Yeah.
Well, she's related. That's my cousin. But she reached out to my godmom, Susan, and told her that she had a position for me over at One Stop. And that she was like, she knew my personality would like get me that position. So I got the position, and it didn't work with my school schedule. So I was like, again, got kids to take care of. So I was like, I'm going to go ahead and take this job. So I took the job, and while there, they were like, so what do you want to do? And I told them again, you know, I want to go for nursing. All the time, Miss Penny had a plan. She knew that I wanted to go for nursing. The people that worked over there were actually over like funding for people to go to school for nursing. So once I got over there, they pushed me like, go ahead and apply. So I applied while finishing up my last prerequisite, and probably like 7 months later, that's when I got the acceptance letter that I was actually in the program. So it's...
Man, did you, like, I don't know if you got what you just said. Like, God had somebody working on your behalf when you didn't even know that they was. Like, y'all, I'm telling you. Now, for me, that's a piece of the testimony that I'm going to eat up for my own self. Like, that's encouraging to know that God had somebody working behind the scenes for you, even when you didn't even think it. You didn't even know that this was what she was doing, or even if she didn't know what she was doing. But God had a plan to help you push out what's on the inside of you. Man, you ain't never tell nobody that I'll punch you. Y'all, that junk is so... Y'all, eat that part of her testimony. God had somebody working behind the scenes for her when she didn't even know that's what the lady was doing. I don't even know if she knew that's what she was doing, but somebody worked behind the scenes for her to get to the place that God wanted her to be in. Like, to a place where somebody would fund her going to school. Eat it. Eat that part of this testimony. And so then what next?
Well, after that, start nursing school. Nursing school is no joke. My marriage was tested. Like, relationships with my family was tested. I missed like funerals. I missed weddings. I missed birthdays. My kids, all that year that I was in school, I had to continue to Justin, remind him that I still love you, but right now I can't do it. I could not do it. My middle son, if it wasn't for his granddad and the help of other family members, he wouldn't have been able to play like recreation sports and stuff, because I honestly did not have the time. I did not. Putting forth that effort and time towards my studying was like, I want to say priority. It was like high up there, because you fail, you out.
Right.
And I had started and stopped so many times that I was tired, like sick and tired of living check to check. So it got to the point that when I got ready to apply, I came and talked to Reggie. I was like, I'm going to go ahead and apply. And he was like, okay, but this time you're going to finish.
That's what Reggie said?
He was like, it's time to stop playing.
Yeah.
Go ahead and finish. So, of course, I brought up the same excuse I had been feeding myself the whole time, that we got kids. We got a house. We got to take care of each other. He was like, well, I got this. I did not work the entire year that I was
Reggie.
Yeah, my
Go Reggie.
But once he told me to go ahead and go for it, that he had everything, I went for it. We went for it. It was plenty nice. My kids stayed up with me studying. He stayed up with me studying. It took a toll. Our whole life got rearranged. But
man, that's awesome. Like, a support system is what it is. Like, you had a great support system and an understanding husband, and even if your kids don't understand it now, they understand it then, they appreciate it now. And to me, that says, man, sometimes you got to sacrifice. Sometimes you got to sacrifice, and you got to listen, and you got to pay attention, and you got to go with it. You got to go with it, because, like, how much longer would you have just stayed in that same spot, walking that same circle? I want to do this, but I can't because of this. I want to do this, like the same way that you want great stuff for your children. God wants great stuff for us. To me, that's the same thing. We'll push our kids into a great spot, or I want you to do this, and mama wants you to do this, and all the other kind of stuff. But what about mama? What about daddy? Like, what is it that we're supposed to be doing? And we'll keep on using our kids as an excuse. I can't, but when they should be our motivation of why we gotta do something different, why we gotta change our life for them to have a better life. And that's okay. And it doesn't mean that you neglecting your kids or neglecting yourself. Or I seen like a lot of times mamas don't be doing stuff for the sake of their kids.
True.
Like mamas will stop living for the sake of them kids when the whole time it's like for everybody to live, man. That's just what I feel like. Even though I ain't got no children, like that's what I feel like. Yeah, that's right. My new baby right here. Like so the job. So was it just massage therapy?
What was gonna leave this alone.
Like I know, right? Cause like, and the reason why I want her to tell her story and tell it, cause like so many people, so many kids right now are in the position that Kenya was in. Like being in school for a lot of stuff, doing a whole lot of stuff, like just walking a whole circle, just trying to find stuff that would make what they think would be better. But it wasn't until she gravitated to the fact that what, I want to be a nurse. This is what my heart is. And that's what she pursued, and she pursued it hard. Versus, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna keep on walking around here in this circle. And when am I gonna ever finish? Or it looks good and it sounds good when you in it. And like when you were in school for massage therapist, you were in school and I'm in school. So whatever, somebody would have a conversation. Yeah. Girl, I'm in school, girl. I'm in school, girl. I'm in school, girl. Yeah. Okay, you finished school. You went for something and you finished. And you got the certification to do it, but it's not what you want to be doing. It's not what you want to be doing. And so I want to encourage, whether it's youth or whether it's adults that are still walking circles. That is the reason why I wanted Kenya to share her testimony. Because, you got to pursue what's on the inside of your heart. Not what you feel like everybody wants you to be doing. And just for you to keep on saying that you in school and 5 or 10 years later, you in school. No, find out what you are purposed to do and finish it by any means necessary. Kenya said her relationship was tested. Her children had to stay up all night long. Like
diagnosed with ADD.
Right. Tell that part of your story. That's probably why you can never finish school.
Well, so I would say probably like 3 weeks into nursing school, we had started testing. We would have like 3 tests a week. So it got to the point that I know that I was preparing myself for these exams, but every single time I went into the exam, my mind drew a blank. I would be focusing on unnecessary stuff that I know that I shouldn't have been thinking about, not knowing that I had ADD. So I ended up, what happened was I went to pick my son.
ADD.
I went to pick my son up from school, and I'm a very active parent. So I went to the school to pick him up, and I could not remember his teacher's name. And the lady up front was like, "Oh, it's okay." And I was like, "No. I know his teacher's name. Give me a second." I could not remember her name. So she finally looked it up. He came, and then I still could not let it go. I had to let her know, look, I'm an active parent. I know his teacher's name. That bothered me. So I ended up making a doctor's appointment because at the same time I was still forgetting like little stuff around the house, like forgetting like the sign stuff or forgetting where I left stuff, or my short-term memory was shot. So I made an appointment and they brought me in and I took a little paper test on ADD. I was like, ADD, nah, I ain't got that. So they were like, well, we want you to come back. So I had to go back in like a week, and that's when they done like the more intense test with like the stuff on the head.
You know what it meant when they said we want you to come back. You know what it meant.
I knew it. And y'all, I tested in like the 98th percentile for having ADD. I should have been diagnosed when I was like 7 years old. But I fell under the radar because I didn't have ADHD. Mm-hmm. I was not hyper with it.
Oh.
So we get the ones with ADD, they fall through the cracks. And it's a lot of kids that are still falling through the cracks.
So what would you say as far as like, because like I know a lot of people, a lot of parents feel like, and even I had thought it like, is it necessary for these kids to be on medicine? Like, or do we just need to whoop them and make them study harder? Or I'm just gonna pop you one more good time, boy. You better go in there, you better get that work done. So like, what do you think about that as far as like somebody's child or somebody saying that their kid is diagnosed, or somebody even assuming that? What would you say to the parent?
If you think it, go ahead and get them tested. Don't be embarrassed. Don't make up excuses. Because a lot of people make up excuses like, oh, like you said, he's just bad, blah, blah, blah. No. Go ahead, get them tested, get help. I worked in a daycare center where I saw the kids with ADHD, and I was the type of caretaker that would be like, I don't think they should give the kids some medicine. Then I was like, no, it's dump them out. They don't need the medicine. They shouldn't do that. And then it's known that, you know, cocaine is in certain medicines for ADD. It's a stimulant. But I was the type of caretaker that would be like, no, I don't think they should give the kids some medicine. Now me, after my first dose of Adderall, I felt like a whole new person, and I was just feeling normal. Like, it was just me going back to being normal, but I felt like a whole nother person. So now, when people ask me about, like, medicines and stimulants for ADD and ADHD, give it to them. You may not find that first go around, you may not have the right medicine. So you have to keep taking them back and learn and know your kids, know, like, what's affecting them, if they're having side effects or whatever. So as long as you can stay on top of that, give them their medicine, because when I'm off of it, yeah.
So what did that change as far as your schooling? How did that take a shift in your grades?
I promise you, they thought I was cheating. They thought I had started cheating. Like, seriously, it took off. Like, my short-term memory, graduated with honors.
Yeah, and our whole family kill it.
You know that. But yeah, it helped. It helped me to focus and, like, retain everything that I need to retain, like, seriously.
So it wasn't just studying to take a test. It was like to my ear. Not studying to take a test, but studying to retain the knowledge.
Retain, like, seriously. If I had never been, I thank God that I really was able to, like, know myself and know that something ain't right. Because some people would have ignored it, like, maybe it's just stress. Because at first I did. I took it as stress, like, I'm in nursing school. Maybe I'm not remembering stuff because I'm so stressed out. Because it's very stressful, but no, if you feel like you are, get tested.
She tried to diagnose our whole family with the miss. She tried to diagnose our whole family with it. Had all of us taking tests. Like, let me come over here and test you. Anyway, like, so I wanted her to share that because, like, a lot of people do get misdiagnosed or don't even get diagnosed. I know even in my situation, being diagnosed with narcolepsy, after I read what the signs and symptoms were, if I would have read that 10 years ago, I would have easily been able to say, you know what, this is what I am. This is what is wrong with me. But I was misdiagnosed, saying that I had sleep apnea for a long time, but it's not sleep apnea. I have narcolepsy I was diagnosed with. But even with that, people overlook that. And that even, like, when your child is sleepy, tired, like, for a long time, just growing up. You remember, I would get in the car by the time we got to the stop sign, I was knocked out. And I know that, like, I'm not the only one. I think maybe the study showed that maybe, like, 1 in every 1,000 get diagnosed. But it's only because people won't go see. Like, you see the signs and symptoms in your kids, and, like, you overlooking that stuff. Like, so instead of them just diagnosing and saying that, oh, he lazy, oh, he tired, oh, they don't want to pay attention, oh, just got bad grades, can't retain knowledge. That stuff comes from a place. So don't be in denial. And, like, for me, I believe that God is healing both of our bodies, and our healing came through form of medication.
True.
Yeah. So, like, that's what I accept for my life. Like, I won't have to be on it all my life. I believe God is going to heal my body totally. However, right now, medication is my form of healing, and He created this medication. Exactly. So I just appreciate that.
Thank
so
you,
don't knock it. Don't knock it until you try to get your situation better. Like, I'm telling you, I just want to encourage you in that area. So I appreciate, and thanks for being transparent with that part of your life. Because a lot of people would not have said that, because a lot of people want to be presented as perfect Patty. And people got flaws and stuff that they deal with. And so just thank you for sharing that part, Snag. What? Sorry, I got you Snag. Sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you that. I didn't mean to call you that. So like, the medication, what did Reggie think about you having to take this medication?
Oh, he had been telling me something was wrong.
Reggie is King's husband, and she's talking about Reggie been told her that something was wrong. Like, he didn't understand.
Right. Something is not right. But of course, you know that with ADD, most of the time you're diagnosed as a child, so certain insurances won't cover that medicine.
Oh, right.
If you're 18 or older. So I had a hard time at first because the medicine is like $288 for a month supply. So it's so sad that, well, I thank God that the whole family got together. They were like, look, you ain't working. Reggie the only one taking care of stuff. Queen them stepped up. They were like, look, we're going to help you get there because you need it. You need it. So
do you feel like that, not like, do you think, but you finished. I was going to ask you, did you feel like that had a part to do with you starting and stopping, but you did finish. You just wasn't what your heart wanted to do.
But you know what? Going back to it, that's like a symptom, like of having ADD. You'll start stuff like sometimes even now, like the last 9 months. I haven't been on it because I was carrying Reagan, but you'll start stuff and then you'll go to something else. You'll start something, you'll go to something else. I don't care if it's just cleaning up. You'll start cleaning up one room and I just gravitate to the next room, leave stuff right here. It's just a symptom.
I don't have
You're
ADD.
easily distracted. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yeah,
I'm over here listening to her shit diagnosis like
you got it.
I'm looking like
Easily distracted.
easily
Yeah.
distracted. Like so, yeah. So back to her situation, not mine. Not mine.
She got it.
So I'm just listening to the symptoms and listen to Kenya saying this stuff that she's saying.
Look, distracted.
Totally distracted by my thoughts I'm having right now. But anyway, so from medication and so then like tell me you skipped over some stuff. What made you decide to get married?
Well, we don't have a lot of married people in our family.
Right, we don't. How many like the married people in our family are the younger generation? It's our
younger.
generation.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
But-
right.
But I knew that I wanted to get married. Well, I would say that we dated for like 3 years before the first time we actually started discussing marriage. And at that point, I didn't feel like either of us were actually, ready.
Yeah.
So we kept talking, never even announced it to our family. We didn't tell nobody that we were actually like discussing marriage or whatever. So probably at like year, because we've been together 12 years. So probably at year, I would say 5 or 6. He was like, look, I think we need to go ahead and do this. You're playing games. So I wouldn't say I was pressured. I was just playing. I wasn't pressured to get married. I was
You still here? So you still here? Yeah, no.
whatever. But no, we had to look at the fact that we had kids. I have a 16-year-old now that looks at stuff like this. Like, I want her to know that you can find love.
Right.
And you can be happy.
Right.
Even though you're surrounded by miserable people.
Right.
So, like, seriously, like, one, I married him because I really do love him. He was made for me. I was made for him. That's my baby. That's my baby. But we also did it because we knew it was right. It was only right. I mean, we were living together. We had another child, so go ahead and stop shacking,
Like playing house.
I ain't judging nobody or nothing, but still, go ahead. Stop playing house. And like I said, with Ariana, she's so impressionable that I felt like I had to go ahead and, like, show her, like,
This is the right thing to do.
This is it.
Right.
This is it. And that started a while ago with her, like, showing me that she was, like, really, really watching. Probably, like, when I was 21, I had a tongue ring. And my baby started saying that she wanted a tongue ring.
The mama got one.
Yeah, so I'm like, she really is. Like, what are the eyes of her, like, looking like saying she wanted one? She would walk around with beads and stuff on her tongue. My baby could have swallowed a bead because I'm stupid enough to have a freaking tongue ring in my mouth. Like,
And that was gonna be one of them scenes where, like, if you told her don't do it, do as I say, don't do as I do. Like, but mama, you got one. I'm telling you, like, when you talk, what I hear a whole lot of is that you became the change that you wanted to see. Like, everything that you wanted different, so you pursued different. You started the thing so that she would stop, so that you got it tongue.
No.
Yeah, I think it's awesome, man, that when we can take heed to what's going on around us, somebody else could have easily overlooked that and, like, I'm a grown woman.
Yeah.
I do what I want to do. Like, that's the stuff that our kids hear from their parents' mouth and from other adults. I'm grown. I can do this. I'm grown. I can do this. But you took another initiative to say, you know what? if my child wants it because she see me with it, and not that it's like something that's totally bad, it's just that if you didn't want her to have it. So why? And that was a good thing. Like, so if I don't want her to have it, so why do I have it?
True.
Becoming the change that you want to see, and that's impactful all by itself. And I think like a lot of times as parents, if we think about that stuff first, think about our kids first, we probably wouldn't do a whole lot of stuff that we do.
True.
We wouldn't present a whole lot of stuff to them, like being married because you want to show them an example, and on top of loving him and knowing that y'all were for each other, like becoming the change. This is what I want to teach my baby. Like, this is what I want my kids to see, a family. And so, I don't know what it is. I can't do it. Oh, I did. Yeah, and so like, I think that's just a lot, and it's work. I want to applaud you, man. Well, first of all, I want to applaud you for being on the show, cause like you were like super nervous. She was super nervous, and like, and what I find amazing is that like even with Kenya, I was like, so I want you to be on the show, and she was like, well, what am I gonna say? What am I gonna say? And it's like, I guess when you live in your life, you don't really recognize the gold that's in it. You don't see from the outside looking in, the gold that other people see in your life. And I see the gold in your life, man. I'm so proud of you. Like, I remember when you was the little girl with the Jerry curl.
Oh,
and I remember, I remember them times, man. I remember us growing up and taking the transition in life. Cause you could have. I mean, like I think in our family, in everybody's family, there is gold in everybody's family. There is gold in everybody's family. And growing up in our family, I think it was 2 aunts, or maybe 3. 3 that were married. That had like Aunt Sue, and Barbara and Aunt Gina. And I remember always wanting to model the example of Aunt Sue's life. That life that she had. She was married and had a pretty house. And I mean, like as a kid growing up, you pick out the good stuff, the gold in the family. And I just felt like, man, my Aunt Sue got a good life. Like, she married, got a good husband, he take care of her. She worked, they worked. Man, that's got dog team effort. Like, and that was like something that like, and then after that, people in our family got married, and not to discredit nobody in our family. It was just stuff in our life, in our family's life, that I've seen how to learn how to glean from it and get the gold out of it.
True.
No matter what it looks like, no matter how bad it is, or it's something in everybody in my family's life that I have learned how to dig into it and get the gold out of it. And I want to encourage y'all to do that, man. No matter what people are doing right now or what it looks like, before we discredit them or say that it's not worth it or it ain't as good as we think it ought to be, look at it and get the gold out of it. See what you need to go in there and get out of it, and take that stuff and run with it. All the bad stuff, leave it. I look at your life as an example of that. The stuff that it was worth going in and getting the gold out of, you win and you got it. And even from the places that might have hurt or might not have been as good as we thought they should have been, you went in, got the gold out of it, and ran with it. And made your life made your life. Like, it's almost like you molded it and shaped it. Like, okay, so I don't want that, so this is what I'm going to take. This is the good part I'm going to take out of it. And I'm going to apply this good part and let it help me be a better person. And even from the bad stuff, the stuff that we didn't want to be, take that stuff right there that we didn't want to be, we ain't bringing that in here. That does not cross over into my life, because that is not what I want. I don't drink for that simple fact right there. I've seen people in our family grow up alcoholics, just now they sober, but I've seen that stuff in my life. And so for that reason, I just made my own conscious decision. I don't want nothing to ever control my mind or my thoughts, or even if it's a wine cooler. I don't want it. Now, I don't know what might happen. I don't want it, god dog. That's just it. I mean, everybody got their own stuff. Like, like different stuff affect us in different ways. And that is just what seeing that part of my family's life growing up, that is how it affected me. And not that's just my life. That's just what I feel like. And I appreciate the part about, like, wanting to be married and be one for your family, and to offer these things to your children, man. I think more than anything, that is just awesome. And all your sisters married.
Yeah.
Ain't it so cute? That's so cute.
Yeah.
And your mama was married.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. Like, that is absolutely awesome. So, y'all, if y'all got a question y'all want to ask Lakenya, y'all go ahead and ask them now. So, cause we're getting ready to shut down and close out and bring the slide down and the blinds and everything down. So, if y'all got any questions, anything y'all want to ask about ADD, ADHD, DD, alphabetical order them.
Linda, listen.
Ain't it? Listen. So, y'all, thank y'all. Kenya, do you have anything that you want to share with the people before you go, or tell them, encourage them, inspire them? She's trying to run.
I'm about to run.
Y'all,
If they have questions, then I answer.
anybody got a question? Raise your hand. Yeah, I want to thank y'all for logging on, and thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for being attentive, man. Share this video with your family and your friends. Even if you, like, let's just say you can slick help somebody out. Like if somebody in your family has a situation like Kenya had the ADD thing, slick send them the video and let them hear her testimony of how it helped her in her adult life. In her adult life, she grown. Some of us need to be diagnosed, man. Go get diagnosed in Jesus' name. But thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for sharing. Y'all look, this is my baby. Look, that's Reagan.
Hey, say hey, Reagan.
Say hey, Ray. She like. Thank y'all. I love y'all. Bye bye. Ray to my.